Hello everyone, I am Arpit Anush Matthews from Cambridge Convent School and I am going to discuss the topic tense from the grammar, English grammar. Okay, look at the definition of tense. The tense is the change of form in a verb to express the time of an action. Okay, what is the definition of tense? The tense is the change of form in a verb to express the time of an action. Okay, there are three tenses. Okay, the first one is present tense, the second one is past tense, and the third one is future tense. So the tense is divided into three parts. The first one is called present tense, the second one is called past tense, and the third one is called future tense. Okay, each of these principles tenses is again subdivided into four forms. Each of these principal tenses is again subdivided into four forms. Like first form is indefinite, second is continuous, third one is perfect, and fourth one is perfect continuous. Okay. You undoubtedly knew the definition of all the tenses forms, but you have to remember the uses of all types of tenses. We will always attribute the uses of grammar. So, what we know, the tense is a form of. So, student, look at the sentences. Read the following sentences. The first sentence is, I write this letter to please you. Okay. The second sentence is, I wrote the letter in his every presence. Okay. The third sentence is, I shall write another letter tomorrow. Okay. Here we can see the three forms of verb, and we know the definition of the tense. The changes in the form is called tenses. Okay. The first one is a verb. Look at the verb in the first sentences. Okay. It is write. Okay. It is a right verb. Okay. In the second sentences, you can see the second form of the verb, that is wrote. Okay. And the third sentences, in the third sentences, you can see the helping verb is just placed before the main verb, that is shall. Okay. In three sentences, we can see the changes of the time. Okay. So we can say that the first sentences comes in a present tense, and the second sentence comes in a past tense, and the third sentence is come in a future tense. Okay, so it is a present tense, it is the past tense, and it is the future tense. Okay, here we can see the declaration or the explanation of three sentences. The first sentence is said, the verb write refers to present time. Okay, the verb write refers to the present time. In the second sentences, the verb wrote refers to past time. Okay. In the third sentence, the verb shall write refers to future time. Okay. In three sentences, we can see the changes of the time. Okay. So, with the help of main verb or the form of the verb, we can select or we can choose or we can. So, the student, thus verb may refer to present time, to past time, or to future time. Okay. So a verb that refers to present time is said to be in the present tenses, as the verb write and the verb love. Okay. The word tense comes from the Latin tempus tense. Okay. The origin of the word of tense comes from the Latin tempus. Okay. Verb that refer to past time is said to be in the past tenses, as wrote and loved. Okay. Here we have two main verbs, that is the write and love. It is in first form. Okay. In the second stanza or in the second sentences, you can see the second form of a verb. Okay. That is wrote and that is loved. Okay. Verb that refer to past time is said to be in the past tense, as wrote and loved. Okay. In third, verb that refers to future time is said to be in the future tense, like shall write and shall love. Okay. Thus, there are three main tenses: the present, the past, and the future. Okay. The tense of a verb shows the time of an action or event. Okay. The tense of a verb. So the So the conclusion of the tense is tense of a verb shows that time of an action or event. Okay, it's a verb form who always shows the time. Okay, to identify which the event is incidented or not. Okay. Sometimes a past tense may refer to present time and a present tense may express future time as I wish I knew the answer. Okay, the right meaning of the sentence, the sentence is I wish I knew the answer, but the right meaning of this answer is I am sorry I don't know the answer. It is the past tense plus present tense in a present time. Okay, it is a past tense in a present time. So let's discuss type of tense. So each tense has 4 types. Okay, in the present tense we can see present indefinite. It's also called simple present tense. Okay, the second one is present continuous tense, third one is present perfect tense, and fourth one is present perfect continuous tense. Okay, present tense has 4 types: present indefinite or simple present, second one is present continuous tense, third one is present perfect tense, and fourth one is present perfect continuous tense. Okay. Look at the past tense. Past tense also has 4 types, same as present. Simple past or past indefinite tense. Okay. Past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. Okay. Future tense also has 4 types, same as we discussed before. Future indefinite tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Okay. Future indefinite tense is also known as a future simple tense. Future continuous, it is as usual as we discussed in a past or present continuous tense. Okay. Future perfect tense and future perfect continuous tense. So students, all tenses has 4 forms. Okay, and all the forms in the tenses is same. Okay student, let's discuss different forms of tenses. Okay, the simple one is also known as a indefinite. In the past tense, here we can see the main verb rain. Okay, it is in verb's second form. Okay, it rained yesterday, so it's denoting the last time or the previous time. So here we use the second form of a verb. Okay, in the present tense, indefinite or simple sentences, it rains a lot in a March. Okay, here we use first form of the verb with the help of s or es, or it is also known as a verb's fifth form. Okay, in the future, the sun will rise at 6 a.m. The sun will rise at 6 a.m. Okay, here we using helping verb will or shall. Okay, so it's always denoting the future time, so it is a simple future tense. Okay, in the progressive one, it is also known as a continuous tense. I was watching TV. Okay, I was watching TV when the phone rang. Okay, here we are using the helping verb was. Okay, it is a past form of a verb. Okay, past helping verb. In the second present progressive tense, we can see I am watching TV. Okay, here we are using is am are be kind of verb, and it is always used in a continuous tense. Which continuous? Present continuous tenses. In the third sentence, I will be studying at 8 p.m. Okay, here we are using helping verb will or shall. Okay, here we used will plus be form. Okay, will plus be plus verb's first form. So we can see it is in a future continuous tense. Okay, so let's discuss the format for a while. Was verb plus verb's first form plus ing is came in a progressive tenses. Okay, in the past progressive tense. Is am are or am is are plus verb's first form plus ing came in a present progressive tense. Okay. future will be plus verb is ing. This can be a future progressive tense. Okay. Let's discuss all the perfect tenses. Okay. The class had already begun when I arrived. Okay. Here I used began, the third form of a verb, and the helping verb had, that is a past helping verb. Okay. Here the structure of sentences is a had plus past participle. Okay. In the present perfect tense, the sentence is she has been to Alaska 2 times. Okay. She has been to Alaska 2 times. Here we can see the helping verb in a present form and the verb as third form. Okay. So the structure of the tense is has oblique have plus past participle. Where we use has and where we use have, we will discuss it sometimes later. Okay. When we construct the structure of the tenses. In the third form, in the third tense, I will have graduated by this time next year. Okay. I will have graduated by this time next year. So verb is third form. Okay. Will and shall. So helping verb is will and shall, and have is a permanently comes in a third form. The third one is I will have graduated by this time next year. Okay. The construction of sentences will have plus past participle. So the structure is a will have plus past participle. Here we can use will or shall. Okay. With the have form plus past participle, that means the verb is third form. Okay. In the perfect progressive tense, it is also known as a perfect continuous tense. We can see the structure. I had been waiting for an hour when he finally arrived. Okay. Here we can see the helping verb of past tense had, and verb is first form plus ing, that is waiting, and be kind. Okay. And being. Okay. So present progressive or present perfect progressive tense. It is also known as a perfect continuous tense. Okay, of three forms of tenses. It is a combination of two tenses, which is continuous tense and perfect tense. Okay, here we can see the helping verb of perfect tense. Okay, the third form of perfect tense and the main verb of continuous tense. Okay. Okay, here we can see wait plus ing is waiting. Okay, had is a helping verb of past perfect tense, and been is a verb as third form. Okay, I had been waiting for an hour when he finally arrived. Okay, the structure of this tense is had been plus verb as form, verb as first form plus ing. Okay, had been. Look at the last structure. Okay. So look at the last tense present. Look at the last tense perfect progressive. It is also known as a perfect continuous tense. Okay. It is a combination of two tenses, which is continuous and perfect. Okay. Look at the sentence. I have been waiting for an hour when he finally arrived. I have been waiting for an hour when he finally arrived. Okay. Here we can see past tenses helping verb, past perfect helping verb is had, and continuous as main verb, which is wait plus ing. Okay. So the structure of this tense is had been plus verb is first form plus ing. Okay. Had is a helping verb of a perfect tense. Okay. Past perfect tense plus been plus verb is first form plus ing, or we can say also had been plus verb is first form plus ing. Okay. Look at the perfect sentences. In the present tense, the sentence is it has been raining all week. Okay, it has been raining all week. So look at the structure. Has oblique have, been plus verb plus ing or fourth form of a verb. Okay, in the future tense, look at the structure. Look at the example. She will have been waiting for an hour by the time of he arrived. Okay, so structure is will have been plus verb plus ing, or the verb is fourth form. Okay, will have been plus verb is fourth form. Okay, let's take present indefinite tense. Okay, the identification of this tense is करता हूँ, करती है, होता है, आते हैं, आता है, ता ते ती. Okay, the Hindi words which is ending with ता ते ती, करता हूँ, करती है, करते हैं, होता है, होते हैं, आते हैं, आता है, is always found in a present indefinite tense. Okay, so the identification of tense is the Hindi words like this: करता हूँ, करती हैं, होते हैं, होता है. Okay, so the verb under the present identification, present indefinite tenses. So the verb under the present indefinite tense is a routine action. Okay, all the routine action like regular action. Okay, I come here daily. Second one is irregular action. Okay, earthquake come in Japan. Okay, earthquakes come in Japan. Habitual action like he smokes. Okay, and universal truth, that is the sun rises in the east. Okay, here we can see the four types of routine action: regular action, irregular action, habits, and universal truth. All things comes in a present indefinite tenses. Okay. Let's discuss simple tense, simple present tense. Okay, so the structure, you can see the structure of present simple tense is subject plus verb is first form. Okay, V1, and put s or es as necessary plus object. Okay, example is he plays football daily. Okay, where we put s or where we put es, okay, we will discuss it sometime later. Okay, after this page. For the positive sentence or affirmative sentence, this structure have to follow: subject plus verb plus V1, subject plus verb is first form plus s oblique es plus object. Okay. For the negative sentence, this structure have to follow: subject plus do, okay, es as necessary plus not plus verb is first form plus object. Okay, example is he does not play football daily. Here we can see the subject, the helping verb does, okay, who do not singular pronouns, not is in third form, main verb play in a simple form, and football daily. This is the object. Okay. In interrogative sentences, do, okay. For the interrogative sentences, you have to put helping verb at the start of the sentence. Okay. So helping verb, it is do, es as necessary for the subject. Okay. Plus subject plus verb is first form plus object plus marks of interrogation. Okay. Example of interrogative sentence is does he play football daily? Okay, here we put helping verb at the start of the sentence, does. After it we using subject. After it we use main verb play in a same form. Okay. After it we using object. Okay. This is the interrogative structure of present simple tense. Okay. So let's discuss again uses and example. Okay, something which is true or factual comes in a present indefinite tense, that is general. Chinese people eat a lot of rice. It's a general talk, it's a general term. Okay, look at 1.1 general. Chinese people eat a lot of rice. It's a habitual that Chinese people always eat a lot of rice. Okay. For 1.2 permanent action. Okay. I am a teacher. He is a father. For the profession or for the permanent action we use present indefinite tense. I am a teacher and he is a father. Here it is in a profession and it is a permanent thing. In the third 1.3 mathematical, okay, for the concepts, for the principle we use present indefinite tense. 1 plus 1 equals 2, okay, it's come in a present indefinite tense. Habitual actions like I drink coffee every day, it's my habit, and this kind of sentence comes in a present indefinite tense. Recurring, that is repeat again and again, so recurring action like it snow every winter. It's also come in a present indefinite tense. 1.6 the for the recurring action example, it snows every winter. Okay, that is the action which is repeat again and again. For the mental state 1.6, I think she is very kind. Okay, I think she is very kind. That is the mental state. For the mental state we use present indefinite tense. Okay. Next, for describing feeling and senses we use present indefinite tense. Example, I feel very cold. I am freezing. Okay. The third one is giving instruction or direction. For giving instruction and direction we use present indefinite tense. Open the box on the table, take out the hand batter and beat the eggs until they are creamy. Okay. Fourth one is media announcements. All the newspaper headlines. The third one is giving instruction or direction. The example is open the box on the table, take out the hand, beat the eggs until they are creamy. Okay. The fourth one is media announcement. All the news, all the headlines, all the newspaper headlines comes in a present indefinite tenses like earthquake hits New Zealand. Fifth, timetables. All the timetables or all the nearly future incident comes in a present indefinite tense. The train leaves at midnight. Okay, it's come in a present indefinite tense. So let's discuss the structure of present indefinite tense. For the affirmative sentence, the structure for the affirmative sentence is a subject plus verb's first form plus es as necessary plus object. Okay, for the affirmative sentence. For negative sentence, we use the structure subject plus do, does plus not, verb's first form plus object. Okay, I am repeat again, subject plus do oblique does plus not plus verb's first form and object. Okay, the not will be take third place in every sentences. Interrogative sentences. For the interrogative sentences, the structure construction is do, does. We use or we put first helping verb at the start of the sentence. Do, does as necessary as the. It is depend on the pronoun or the subject. It is singular. When it is singular, it is start with does, and when it is plural, it is start with the do. Okay, we will discuss it sometime later. Do, does plus subject plus verb's first form plus object and last interrogation sign. So this kind of sentences is a yes no sentences. Okay, this kind of sentences is a yes no sentences. So when you questioning with this kind of sentences, your answer will be came in yes or no. Okay, it's not a statement type of questions. When we put the WH word and make question, then we can assume, then we can guess that the answer will become in a statement. Okay, but these types of sentences arise yes or no type of answers. For negative interrogative sentences, we use do, does. Okay, we put helping verb first plus subject plus not plus verb is first form plus object and last interrogative sign. So here we can see all kind of sentences, affirmative, negative, interrogative and negative interrogative. Let's discuss again the structure with the pronoun or with the help of subjects. Okay, for the singular subject like he, she, it. Okay, they all are singular subjects. Okay, so with the singular subject we use in the positive sentences plus start करेंगे हमसे positive sentences. Here we can see the singular subject he, she and it. Okay, when we use he, she, it, we use it plus first form of verb plus s or es. Okay, with the singular subject we use verb as first form and s or es. Okay, with the plural subject like you, we, they, all kind of subjective case we use first form of the verb only. That's enough for the present indefinite. Look at the example. She starts new diet. Okay, here we have a singular subject, so we use s after the verb s. Okay, so the main verb is start, so we have a singular subject and after it in the main verb we place s after the main verb and the sentence is the she starts new diet. For the plural subject example, you start new diet. Okay, here we have a main verb is start, you start new diet. So s will be used in a singular subject and without s main verb will be used in a plural subject. Okay, in negative sentence we have a singular subject he, she, it plus we use does not. Okay, we use does not. This is a contracted form of doesn't, is doesn't. Okay, and it is a pure form of does not. Okay, it is a pure form does not and the contracted form of does not is a doesn't plus main verb in a actual form. Okay, for the plural subject we use do not. The contracted form of do not is a don't plus start. Okay, the main verb is a start, first form of a verb. So in the negative sentence the main verb will be common in the singular subject or in the plural subject. Example is she does not start new diet. Okay, she does not start new diet. So we can see here main verb is a common in a both two sentences. Okay, so what we distinguish both sentences with each other when the subject is singular and plural. So we can see here singular subject and we use does after the subject. She does not start new diet. In the plural sentence we can see you do not start new diet. So after the plural subject we use do. That is a negative sentence. For interrogative sentences use first helping verb and at the start of the sentence. So here we use does for the singular subject, does plus he, she, it, as we have singular subject plus main verb that is start. Okay, first form of a verb. This is the structure of question sentences. For the plural subjects we use do at the start of the sentence plus plural subject plus main verb as it is. Okay, so the example is she starts new diet. Okay, example is she starts new diet. Here we have singular subjects and after in the positive sentence the main verb with the s form. Okay, she starts new diet. But if you convert it into the interrogative sentence, the sentence would be look like helping verb will be come at first does, after it you use subject, after it main verb and all of after you use object. Okay, and last interrogative sign. For the plural subjects, we will do same thing. Okay, you start new diet. It is a positive sentence. Okay, and this is do you start new diet. Okay, here we use helping verb first, then subject, after it main verb. Okay, with no correction and last में and in a last new diet.